Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 89. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 9th of October 2013. Beginning as usual with my first 5, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, The Walking Dead number 115. All Out War begins, the biggest storyline in Walking Dead history, just in time to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the series. It's Rick versus Negan with a little help from everyone else. Series writer Robert Kirkman explained the arc, quote, All Out War is a culmination of years and years of storytelling. It's the story of how all these communities that have formed, some good, some bad, and now they're going to have this huge conflict. It's an evolution of the storytelling we're doing. Civilization is starting to rebuild, and there's more logical progression, close quote. Explaining the accelerated release schedule of 12 issues in the next 6 months, Kirkman said, quote, Well, this 12-issue storyline, it is a war. There's quite a bit going on. It's very fast-paced. I plan on telling quite a bit of story in these issues. In fact, if anything, these issues might be quite a bit denser than they have been. There have been some issues recently where less happened, that focused more on moments. And while there's some pauses built in a couple of points, there's going to be a lot of story told over these 12 issues, close quote. He went on to say, quote, There's going to be a lot done with Holly, with Heath, with Maggie, who hasn't really been in the book that much since issue 100, as she was off in the Hilltop community. There will still be lots of Jesus, Ezekiel, and Rick, but I'm also trying to bring out some of the side characters, close quote. At number 2, we've got X-Men number 6, X-Men Battle of the Atom Part 7. Chaos at the Jean Grey School as the X-Men and future X-Men are attacked. Rachel Grey is the only X-Man qualified to defeat the mystery opponents. Series writer Brian Wood spoke about writing his part of the Battle of the Atom event. Quote, To me, the best part about all of this is working with Jason and Brian, something I've not really done before. The characters, sure, but that's not the only big draw for me. This is my first real collaborative event, and I respect both of these guys' work, so I enjoyed seeing and learning how one of these things gets put together. As I answer these questions, I'm finished writing the event. I'm all done, so I can look back and recognize it was a wild ride, a bit hairy at times with all the moving parts, and I can really understand the work involved. I don't think any editor works as hard as a Marvel editor organizing an event like this, and this was a small one, close quote. Explaining Rachel's role in this issue, Wood said, quote, The story dictated it, really. There are crucial points in the story where it's really a telepath's time to shine, and there are enemies with special resonance to Rachel, so she steps up, trying not to give away too much, close quote. Wood also explained his feelings about comic events. Quote, I think events get a bad rap for all sorts of reasons, but people always buy them anyway. I think events can create situations that can't happen in a book's regular story, and that right there makes it appealing. Events can show you new things, and in this case, there are a lot of new things going on. There's this whole extra layer of story in Battle of the Atom that hasn't even been hinted at yet, close quote. At number 3, we've got Batman number 24, 0 Year Part 4. In this amazing double-sized issue, Batman is on the trail of the Red Hood gang and their mysterious leader. Secret origins are revealed, and a major surprise will change the course of 0 Year and Batman's life. Series writer Scott Snyder explained the process of developing 0 Year. Quote, I tried to keep a couple of pieces of year 1 to begin with, and then felt that was just stupid. I'm going to write them and they'll just be paler versions of that. I had this real epiphany moment before we started that we had to do it our way, make every story beat our own and different, and know that year 1 is a masterpiece that will always be there for people. You might not be able to touch it, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to do something special of your own now. That's what this really is. It's meant to be a Batman if he grew up in the modern world today with different fears. I grew up in the 1980s in New York, so it's prostitution in Times Square, drugs, gangs, subways, and Central Park dangers. And those are all in Miller's book. But that's not what New York is and not what cities are like nowadays. Your bigger fears are about the giant terrifying violence that comes in the middle of nowhere, guns and random violence. So I wanted to create threats in the Red Hood gang that represented that and bring Batman up as if, what if Batman formed right now? What does he need? And I'm really proud of that kind of colorful punk rock origin. It's totally opposite of what you'd expect, with bright colors, fast-paced, odd construction, really big and bombastic and not dark and gritty. And secretly, there are always these layers to it. That's the whole impetus to it. Everything we have, we're putting into this story. Close quote. At number 4, we've got Superman Wonder Woman number 1. beginning a bold new series that details the relationship between the Man of Steel and the Warrior Princess as rising star Charles Soule is joined by fan-favorite artist Tony S. Daniel to tell the tale of a romance that will shake the stars themselves. These two super beings love each other, but not everyone shares their joy. Some fear it, some test it, and some will try to kill for it. Some say love is a battlefield, but where Superman and Wonder Woman are concerned, it spells doomsday. This issue features an amazing wraparound gatefold cover that opens up to a triptych with Superman and Wonder Woman in the center. Series writer Charles Soule said of the cover, quote, "The point of that cover is to emphasize the fact that these are two characters with extraordinarily complex lives. They are surrounded by friends and foes, and they rarely have a moment of peace except when they come together. The idea is that they find something in each other that's not in either world. I think the cover does a great job of showing that, and it does a great job of showing the scope of the book, which is gigantic. A lot of amazing things are happening in this story that I think will surprise readers. One of the cool things about this book is that we've been kind of cagey about saying what happens in the story, so I don't think anyone expects what's going to happen. That's a great position to be in. It's really fun." Close quote. And at number 5, we've got Star Wars number 10. Luke Skywalker and Wedge Antilles have infiltrated an Imperial destroyer, but now 9,000 stormtroopers are searching for them, and Darth Vader is aware of their presence. Completing their mission and escaping with their lives may be an either-or proposition. Meanwhile, the Rebel fleet prepares for an Imperial assault. Series writer Brian Wood explained his perspective writing the series, quote, "I just keep in mind where the characters are and who they are at the start of Empire and just try not to rush it. I'm signed on for 20 issues of this series, and who knows how many more there will be and who will be writing them, so I'm not working toward Hoth as a goal. I'm not looking to completely fill the story space between the two films. I'm just living in the now and feel like I had plenty of room to explore while still staying in the general zone of that first film." Close quote. He went on to say, quote, "I never wanted this series to be one of those where all we do is connect the dots, a story about continuity. In other words, I always try and write something that feels original and is pretty standalone." Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got Forever Evil Arkham War number 1 of 6. As Forever Evil hits the world, no corner of the DC universe is worse shaped than Gotham City. Madness and mayhem hit the streets as both Arkham Asylum and Blackgate Prison unleash their prisoners upon the helpless citizens of Gotham. And with no Dark Knight to protect the city, what horrors will follow? At number 7, we've got Infinity number 4 of 6, Negotiating the Fall of Worlds, the Illuminati versus Thanos, Thor God of War. At number 8 from IDW, we've got Triple Helix number 1 of 4 by John Byrne. Where Trio stopped, Helix starts. There's a monster on the loose in the city, but will the mysterious changelings of Triple Helix destroy it before they realize it's really an old friend? At number 9, we've got Peter Panzerfaust number 15, Cry of the Wolf, conclusion. Communications have broken down, the group is divided, and now it's time to run, to hide. Hoax hunters have taken the sticks, and despite the impeccable timing of the croc, there's only one thing that can be done. Fight to live another day. The third thrilling story arc ends here. And at number 10, we've got Avengers Arena number 16, Boss Level Part 3, The Final Battles Begin. Up on Murder World Island, it's the surviving contestants in an all-out battle royale. Down in Arcade's lair, it's 2 other contestants versus Arcade. For the best of the rest this week from DC Comics, we've got Astro City number 5, What Secrets Hide in Astro City's Past, and What Does the Broken Man Fear? Take a look into the days before Astro City was renamed as you meet the Blasphemy Agency, watch Dame Progress, battle Mr. Cakewalk, and learn what lies behind the mask of Lord Sampa, the Serpent's Tongue, in a trio of revelatory adventures. Hints, portents, and mysteries unfold as the Broken Man's story is explored. Next, we've got Batgirl number 24, Batgirl Wanted Part 2. Chased by her father and the police and ravaged with guilt over the death of her brother, Barbara has given up her Batgirl identity, but tonight she's forced to take to the streets with deadly consequences. We've also got FBP, Federal Bureau of Physics number 4, previously Collider, Science, Betrayal, and Intrigue. With the Bubbleverse collapsing around them, who will get out alive and live to tell the tale? The opening story arc of Vertigo's strangest new series comes to a conclusion, and things will only get stranger from here. Next, we've got Nightwing number 24, Who Gets the Last Laugh? The Prankster versus Nightwing. We've also got Suicide Squad number 24, a Forever Evil tie-in. Belle Reve has been turned to rebel, and the inmates are on the loose. Alone, Amanda Waller must fight her way out and form a new Suicide Squad, or is a new team already in place? Next, we've got Superboy number 24. Superboy faces a foe he cannot begin to beat. The battle will tear him apart and reveal the truth of what Dr. Psycho has been secretly planning all along. And we've got World's Finest number 16. Can Karen go on after she loses her powers while trying to defend Huntress from Dassad's attack? From Marvel Comics, we've got Avengers A.I. number 4. With Division MIA and AI considered a global threat, what's a robot to do? Teaming up with S.H.I.E.L.D., the Avengers track down the cyber-terrorist Demetrius' signal and prepare to take him out. Query, it really couldn't be that easy, could it? Response, no. Next, we've got Captain America number 12, Loose Nuke Part 2. Nuke on a rampage. The weapons minus program revealed. Meet Dr. Mindbubble, the unbelievable super soldier created in the 1960s. We've also got Fearless Defenders number 10. With the hordes of Thanos invading Earth, the Fearless Defenders live up to their namesake. A gifted young woman discovers she has amazing, but terrifying powers. Will this new hero join the ranks of the Defenders, or will she become one of Carolyn LaFay's Doom Maidens? Next, we've got Superior Spider-Man Team-Up number 4, the official Superior Spider-Man Infinity tie-in. As Thanos' forces set their sights on Earth, there are few heroes left to answer the battle call. But how many heroes do you really need when the most superior one of all is ready to defend his turf? Featuring the debut of an all-new Sun Girl. We've also got Thor God of Thunder number 14. The wild hunt has begun. As Malekith the Accursed continues his bloody rampage across the 9 realms, Thor finds new allies to aid him in the chase. A dark elf sorceress, a gun-toting light elf, a gargantuan mountain giant, a dwarf who loves dynamite, and a particularly surly troll. Next, we've got Ultimate Comics X-Men number 32. World War X continues. Utopia's insane plan to end the war. World War X claims its first casualties. Will the war finally unite or divide forever? We've also got Uncanny X-Force number 12, Spotlight on Spiral. With the rest of the Uncanny X-Force in Madripoor, Spiral has devoted herself to finding new mutant Ginny. But as the cult Ginny belongs to more than meets the eye, even 6 arms might not be enough to juggle all this trouble. And we've got Wolverine number 10, part 3 of Killable. Who says you can't go home? Logan and Kitty's road trip heads north to the grounds of the former Howlett estate. But more than bittersweet moments are waiting for Logan in this place he once called home. The ghost of Logan's Canadian childhood meets the demons of his adulthood as he continues to grapple with his new reality. From Boom Studios, we've got Deathmatch number 10. Only 4 combatants remain in the Deathmatch Arena, the rest of their friends and enemies slain by their own hands. Will the heroes be able to band together and discover the prison's secrets before one of them stands victorious? From Dark Horse Comics, we've got X number 6. The city of Arcadia has a cancer of crime, and X is the surgeon. Now he's turned his scalpel to the Dogs of War, a corrupt unit of violent narcotics officers. But when a lone good cop stands in his way, can X remove the tumor without killing the patient? From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Red Sonja number 4. The she-devil is just inches from death when voices from the past call her from digging her own grave to fight possibly the last battle of her life against the woman who taught her everything she knows about combat. From Image Comics, we've got America's Got Powers number 7 of 7. Too many Americans with too many powers, so the government decides it's time to wipe them all out and start from scratch. Nobody ever said it would be easy. We've also got Manhattan Projects number 15. Finite Oppenheimer's Part 2, an in-depth look at the second decade of the ongoing war inside Oppenheimer's brain. It's endless brothers versus brothers. It's the Oppenheimer Civil War. We've also got Sidekick number 3. Flyboy finds himself increasingly under the seductive spell of one of the Moonglow twins, who leaves no memory of her actions the next morning. Driven by a subconscious memory of their dangerous affair, and by his abject failure to get anyone in his hometown to take him seriously, Flyboy decides to leave behind his current heroic identity and reinvent himself as a totally different hero in another part of the country. But everything that can go wrong does go wrong, and he must face an even more humiliating defeat before the eyes of the world. We've also got Think Tank number 10. Outbreak Part 2. Slacker genius Dr. David Lauren made a calculated gamble that the U.S. government would never allow his latest DNA targeting virus to go airborne, and lost. Can he mitigate the collateral damage triggered by his deadly invention, or will he lose everyone he loves? And we've got The Walking Dead Tyreese special, just in time for the premiere of Season 4 of the TV show. Tyreese, a character prominently featured in the season, gets the spotlight here. The special issue reprints the first appearance from The Walking Dead number 7, as well as a new origin story first printed in The Walking Dead Free Comic Book Day special. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Archer and Armstrong number 14. All new arc, all new jumping on point. Sect Civil War starts here. Every enemy against each other. For centuries, the Cloak and Dagger coalition of conspiracies collectively known as the Sect has worked together to bring silent oppression and undercover tyranny to a world that thought it was free. But now, after centuries of profit-sharing and uneasy alliances, the factions of the Sect are about to erupt into open conflict, and the only men that can end the insanity are Archer and Armstrong. Too bad they're fighting for different sides. Why? How? And will either survive? The knockdown, drag-out Archer and Armstrong event of the year starts now, and no conspirator is safe. And we've got Eternal Warrior number 2. who is the Sword of the Wild. After thousands of years on the battlefield, the Eternal Warrior has finally laid down his sword. But today he learns that when you turn your back on your destiny may find another champion. And when the new champion is your own savage, immortal daughter, the balance of the world itself may be at stake. Out in trades, we've got Lazarus Volume 1 trade paperback, collecting the first 4 issues of the Eisner-winning team of Rucka and Lark's critically acclaimed new series about Forever Carlyle, the Lazarus of the Carlyle family. Included are the first 4 issues of the story, as well as the previously released introductory 4-page short, Family Prelude. Collects Lazarus number 1 through 4. We've also got Batman Volume 2, the City of Owls trade paperback. In this new trade paperback collecting Batman number 8 through 12 and Annual number 1, Bruce Wayne has learned that the Court of Owls is real and a deadly threat to Gotham City. As Batman struggles to stop the Court of Owls before they claim the city for their own, he uncovers dark secrets about the Wayne family and the city he's sworn to protect. And we've got Thor God of Thunder Volume 2, God Bomb hardcover premiere edition. Somewhere at the end of time, all the gods of the universe are enslaved, working to build a machine that will forever change the face of creation. What is the God Bomb? And what can Thor do to stop it? As Gore's master plan continues to unfold, all hope for divinity is lost as Thor finds himself in chains alongside his fellow gods. As the dark origin of Gore is revealed, along with the truth behind his bloody quest to butcher the gods, 3 time-bending Thors unite to lead an army of slave gods in the fight to save all of divinity. But will it all be for naught as the clock ticks down and the massive God Bomb is triggered at last? And after the dust clears, what will be left of the universe's divinity? Collecting Thor God of Thunder number 6 through 11. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video of the top independent publishers. You can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. And we'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, or Twitter. You can find links to everything in the About section of he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.